Hi everyone, Holly here of hollygrace.ca and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be making over a project with DecoArt's newest product, Suede, which is now available at Michael's. DecoArt Suede Paint adds the rich, indulgent look of brushed suede to any home decor or craft projects. So let's jump right into it and see what this paint can do. I have a box here that I picked up in Michael's. This was actually in one of my grab bags that I picked up after Christmas last year, and it doesn't really suit my home or my style, so I'm going to give it a quick makeover with suede in Plum shade. Now when you're working with suede, the brushing technique is really easy. You want to do a cross hatch pattern. So if you're watching my brush strokes here in this video, you'll see that I'm just crossing over as I'm brushing to create that indulgent suede look. And I'm going to do this on all surfaces of my box. For my lid, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do when I first started. It has like this embellished jewel top, and I took this paint scraper and I tried to scrape it or lift it out, but when I did that, the box started to crack, and I thought, I'm gonna break this thing, so I don't want to lift any of this out. So I got the idea that I would take some suede in the shade Light Fern, and I would just dab it on and cover the purple and the orange. Now obviously here I'm not doing the crosshatch technique for the painting because this is a 3D surface. It's kind of rough, and I started to do the crosshatch, but it really didn't make a difference because I'm painting over rough embellishments. So for this part, obviously I didn't do the proper painting technique that you should do with the suede, but I really just wanted to cover this purple and this orange. And by the end of my project, you're not going to see the majority of it anyways. So let's head on to what I did next. After I'd let the first layer of my suede dry on the box, I decided that you could still see some of the gold behind it, so I did a second coat over top, again repeating the crosshatch painting pattern with the suede Plum. So I just went over top again to give a second coat, and when I did the second coat, it covered up all of the box underneath, and I was left with this gorgeous suede Plum elegant look. Exactly what I was after. I painted the top edge of my box using the crosshatch technique in just a smaller motion, going all the way around the edges. For the lid of my box, the same thing, I just did the crosshatch technique, working all the way around the edges. And then for the top portion, I did the frame part just around where I did the Light Fern suede. Now that my lid is all painted, I decided that I could really jazz up this box for spring. So I grabbed some moss, regular moss from the dollar store, and then I also grabbed some Spanish moss. I like the different dimensions of the two mosses together, and using hot glue I filled and covered the area where the Light Fern was. And you may say, well, why did you bother painting the Light Fern in the first place? Because when the moss has those little holes or areas that aren't completely covered, I didn't want any of that purple or orange showing through. So I decided that it was just better to paint it just a nice light covering of the light fern suede. So I glued the moss in on my lid, trying to keep as much off the purple area as I can. Now a little bit overlaps, so that's okay, but I worked in the two different styles of moss to give a little bit of depth and dimension to my lid. Picked up this adorable ceramic bunny from the dollar store. He came in a kid's painting kit, and I covered him using suede in light fern, and again using the cross-hatch painting technique. I separated my moss and created a nice little hole right in the middle for my bunny to sit in. And then just using a bit of hot glue, I secured him into the middle of the moss. Let me know in the comments what you think about this suede paint from DecoArt. And don't forget, as I mentioned in the beginning of my video, it is now available at Michael's stores in 10 rich indulgent shades. I hope you'll pick some up and give it a try. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more great videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.